as it need be. She said, you're paying for it, take as long as you want. So since I'm only about 6 years younger than Joe Biden, I figured I better jot down a few notes. Relax, that's just the bill. There it is. Okay, that's the back side. Let's see. Okay. Oh, speaking of socialism, I got to experience socialism this week. The Indiana Roof Ballroom and their catering company took all my money so they could give you all free stuff. And speaking of Joe Biden, did you hear about Hostess naming 2 of the products for Joe and his running mate? Ding dong and ho. If that offends anybody in here, I really don't care. Now, if you notice part of this room is a little bit cooler than the rest of it, it's because the ice knuckles are all sitting in the same area. Which, talking about the recent news, does everyone know what tubing is? It's when you let someone tie a rope on an inflatable tube and pull you behind the boat. In southern Indiana, we call it tubing. Personally, I prefer riding in the boat. Anyway, CNN legal analyst Jeffrey Tubin messed that up for you recently. He was caught having fun with himself on a video conference call. They'll have to come up with a new name for Tubin. Back when I was in law enforcement, I used to arrest people. I called tubing in public. If you get your news from Communist News Network or PMS, DNC, you might want to ask one of your conservative friends to explain that to you. I don't know if you know this or not, but President Trump... I can't.
Hold it. Just hold it, Dad.
Hold it there. Okay. I don't know if you knew this or not, but President Trump was invited to the wedding. He sent Michael and Elizabeth a nice card congratulating him. You might saw it was out in print. But he called me earlier today and said he was sorry he couldn't be here tonight. He had something very important on his schedule. Making America great again. Then he asked me to do him a favor. I said, what's that, sir? He said, say hello to everyone for me and tell them to be sure to vote. I said, are you sure? They impeached you the last time you asked for a favor on the phone. He said he wasn't worried. After he wins re-election in 3 days, Crazy Nancy won't sober up until after his next 4 years are up. It was a perfect call. But we're not here to talk about politics or the future of our country. We're here to celebrate Elizabeth and Michael. I've known Michael for about 11 years. What I've learned about Michael is he's one of the good guys. He's honest, polite, and a good Christian man. And most important, he's good to Elizabeth. And he now has me and 2 brother-in-laws to make sure that continues. Welcome to the family, Michael. And not many of you know this. I guess you do know it because the officiant kind of mentioned it. But Michael met Elizabeth more than 27 years ago. Michael and his identical twin brother, Matthew, were born just 5 days before Elizabeth. They were all 3 in the nursery at Norton's Hospital in Louisville at the same time. Now, anonymous and unconfirmed sources report that Michael was already checking Elizabeth out in the nursery. Matthew, of course, was checking out all the girls. I've known Elizabeth slightly longer than I've known Michael. One thing I remember about her birth is she decided to make her parents go into March Madness. And Indiana was in the Sweet 16. Thanks, Elizabeth, for waiting until the next day after IU beat Xavier, to make it to the Elite Eight. I have so many wonderful memories of watching my little girl grow up. Elizabeth, we've had so many adventures in the 27 plus years you've been on this earth, and I pray that that will continue for many, many, many more years and many more adventures. Daughters are truly a blessing from God, and He gave me a keeper. Every night since she was a little girl, with few exceptions, whether we're together or halfway around the world, apart, before we go to bed, we tell each other good night and say, I love you. And that will not change. Michael and Elizabeth, I wish you all the love, health, luck, and happiness in the world. Now let's get this party started.